Hi folks, it's been a while since I've given you an update on this garden. As you can see, my cucumber vines are flourishing. In fact, we are in the midst of the canning pickle harvest, as you can see there. This is about, I guess the third time I've harvested from this patch, so they're coming nicely. And as also you can see, some of the summer squash are coming in now as well. So it's also been about 2 weeks since I did weed control in this garden, so you can see what's grown up there. So it is also time to run the tiller through and the hoe through and try to get rid of some of these weeds. But the vines are growing very well. The pickles are coming, well, the cucumbers that will be pickles, coming very well. As you can see, if you look at some of these vines, let me zoom in a bit, you can see there are lots and lots of yellow blossoms. And of course that means just about a cucumber per blossom if they continue along. But I've had a problem in this garden for a couple years now with some kind of a blight that hits the vines. And unfortunately I've gotten it now again. Here's one that started out very well. It had dozens and dozens of blossoms on it. I got a couple early cucumbers off of it, and now it's dying. So I've got to do some more research and see what's going on with this. Other years the blight hit before any of the cucumbers formed, so I was pretty much wiped out on my harvest. This year at least I'm getting some off, and the rest of the plants look relatively healthy. I mean, not that that couldn't change, but I'll at least get a decent pickle harvest this year. So I've still got to figure out why this is. Maybe I just need to move cucumber vines to the other garden for a year or so to kill whatever is the host in this one. I don't know. That's what I did with my tomatoes when I had some blight with them. Here you can see the summer squash is blossoming, and there's some smaller ones on there that aren't ready to harvest yet, but they're doing well. And my tomato plants, as you can see, they're becoming a jungle. Lots and lots of green tomatoes on there. So hopefully in a few weeks I'll be starting to get some tomatoes. And then I've got this monstrosity. This was a volunteer vine that came up, and I'm not sure what it is. I know what I planted here last year, but it's producing these large yellowish, they're much bigger than summer squash, but they don't quite look like spaghetti squash. And the only squash that I planted in this garden last year were summer squash, spaghetti squash, and butternuts. So it doesn't look like any of them. I didn't plant any zucchini, so I don't know what in the world this is, if it's some kind of mutant, but I'll just let them grow and see what happens. When it came up on its own, I thought, oh, that might be a vine crop, I'll just let it go, as opposed to tilling it under. It's sharing the soil with the tomato plant here, but the tomato plant's still doing okay, as you can see from all the green tomatoes. So I'm not sure what that is. If some of you know, please comment and let me know. Maybe it looks familiar to you, but I don't know. It has to be seed from something I planted last year, because I didn't really introduce anything else into the garden in the off season that would produce this. And nor have I ever planted anything that looked like this before, so it can't be that some bird brought seed and dropped it either, so I'm not sure. But, and the rest of the garden, as you can see, the pepper plants are coming, the popcorn's doing well. The rabbits are still decimating the broccoli, unfortunately, but we've got to get everything tilled here today. We're in a situation today where this afternoon there's going to be heavy rain come in, and that's going to start a trend of about a week, they're saying, of humid, showery weather. So if I don't get this work done now, I probably won't get into the garden to do much in the way of weed management or tilling for probably close to 2 weeks, because once this gets wet, it's all mud and the heavy clay, you can't do anything with it. So I've got to get this done now. I can sneak in here maybe with boots on to pick cucumbers, but I won't be able to do much with the weeds. So I've got to get these knocked down again. It's amazing how quick they come back, and since I don't want to just spray and spray and spray everything, it's an ongoing battle throughout the summer to just keep everything hoed and tilled down, you know. But at any rate, at least I'm very happy with the progress with the cucumber vines and the cucumber harvest. My wife has already started a couple batches of pickles, and she'll have more to do today, of course. And I'll give you an update on some of that canning process too, so you can see that. We've tried a variety of different kinds of pickles, gherkins and dills and bread and butter and sweet and so on, and some with more success than others, but we enjoy the homemade pickles, and I'll give you more details about that, or maybe do a separate video about the processing of pickling cucumbers into a variety of pickles. All right, well, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel.